what he had to do in order to get to where he was at. There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
Hi, you guys. So, what do you guys think about what Terrence had to say? If you caught the entire interview, I'll try to put it in the description box because I think it's worth listening to it. And I think some people might be taking it out of context because they're only getting that snippet of him saying how Puff tried to hire him as an acting coach. And he said he went over there, I guess, like a couple of times, and he wasn't really interested in getting acting classes. I think he said like by the third time he kind of picked up on him, hitting on him or whatever. Or he said his assistant informed him that, I think he said the assistant informed him that he might have been trying to hit on him. And that's why he wasn't like saying anything when he got there. So I think a lot of people are just picking up on that point, and they're not really listening to his full conversation, because the whole conversation to me, and this is my opinion, and that's what you get over here, my opinion, is about people being put in that position and you're really, really not into stuff like that. Right? You would never think to do any of that stuff. And then somebody comes and try to put your manhood on the line. And for the person, because there's a YouTuber, she took it, like I said, into her own conversation, and I won't say her name. But I think it goes both ways. It can go both ways. That is for women as well, right? Because obviously women probably get propositioned way more than men do anyway. And by men, of course, and by women as well. But I feel like I get what he's saying, and I think that you can put yourself in his position as into what he's saying. I don't think he's meaning it so literal the way she was trying to turn it into a conversation of misogyny. Let me know what you guys think about what he is saying as far as how not just Diddy, not just Puffy, but people in that industry who are doing that, who know that they are they're putting out one image, but then on the back end, they're living a completely different way. And Puff is not the only person that's doing that. So I want to make it clear that I'm not just saying that, this is not all about him. For me, it's about what Terrence was talking about. But he used him as an example because he, I guess, had, some type of run-in with him. But I'm almost positive Terrence probably had run-ins with a few people, because I feel like people thought that about Terrence Howard anyway, right? And I'm not trying to bring this to color or anything, but I feel like light-skinned men, this is probably a conversation that a lot of them can relate to, because you hear these guys calling them soft, right? And so you can only imagine when cameras are not rolling what they're saying to them, especially if they're into stuff like that. they're probably wondering if they really are soft or trying to find out how soft they really are, I should say. And so I can see that probably happening to him more than just that one time with Puff. I'm pretty sure he's had people test him over the years with that type of conversation. And so I get what he's saying, and I understand what he's saying with that conversation. Like, you, and it's not just him. It's probably a lot of those guys that are looking at, the money. Do I get the money, or do I hold on to my manhood? Because these people are putting them in that type of position. And that should be against it is against the law. It's actually against the law. But I feel like it's something about the entertainment industry where they kind of they feel like they're above the law in some type of way, or the laws of the land kind of escape them. And then too, they can kind of make these artists and these actors and stuff not say anything. If you want to continue to work, you can't say anything. You can't rock the boat, right? And that it makes you think about the Monique situation and several other people. And so we know that these things are happening, and we definitely know that they're happening now around music as well. Because I really couldn't get over the fact that he did all that to Wendy, knowing that he really was. Like, that didn't make sense to me. But now hearing how he probably was using that to talk these guys into doing certain things. Because, see, you're not expecting him to talk to you like that, right? I guess it's like anybody that's dealing with a predator. You feel like you get comfortable with that person, and then they hit you with the foolery, and so you're not expecting it. And I feel because people were seeing him with all these women, they probably didn't think that he would say certain things to them. Even though Wendy was trying to drop the hints out here, she actually was trying to let people know, like, these people are not who you think they are. A lot of people just didn't believe her, though. And so, you can see how he was not coming out and just being honest, because there was no reason for him not to come out and be honest. He wasn't even a real artist. He was supposed to be an executive. So there's no reason for anybody to be concerned with his sexuality anyway. You know what I'm saying? And so, you have to think that, he's probably wanted to keep that on the low, because he was using it on the back end. And I'm pretty sure that some of these people are not lying on him. Some people seem to think everybody's lying on him. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So I don't know. I'm not calling him guilty of anything until he is actually found guilty of something. I think I was just reading before I started making this video that there is some new charges. I didn't read into it, but I know I just saw that. So we'll have to wait and see. People are innocent until they're proven guilty, and I'm going to say that again. But I don't think Terrence is lying. I don't think certain people that are saying certain things about him are lying. I think that he actually finally came out and said that he is bi at some point. But look how many years have gone by, like 30 plus, maybe 40 years. What all he probably was doing in that time span, right? But back to Terrence's conversation, what do you guys think about what he had to say about how men who want to be in that industry or are trying to make a living are being put in these positions where they have to question themselves about what's important to them? Let me know what you guys think of this conversation in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.